Chemistry research in Arctic spans various critical areas encompassing the Arctic carbon cycle, chemical and climate stressors, greenhouse gases, halogens in atmospheric chemistry, and pollutants, both short-lived and persistent. Additionally, studies delve into ocean acidification, redox chemistry, and methanogenesis, both its mechanism, pathways, and relevance to Arctic Circle. In fact, here is one of the example where people had studied about the change in biogeochemical functions within the Pan-Arctic basin from 2003 to 2019. So, what they have studied related to the constituents and the oceanward flux changes. So, some of the constituents they have studied include alkalinity, nitrate and other inorganic nutrients, dissolved organic carbon. They identified that few constituents increase, few of them decrease, and some of them did not change. The next one is the ecological studies. In ecology, research focuses on Arctic animal and interactions with their environment, impacts of cryosphere changes on atmospheric and marine systems, Arctic ocean circulation models, ecological traits of Arctic fish, and the dynamics of mercury accumulation and biomagnification. And of course, there is also relevant research related to chemolithography and Arctic ecosystems. In the geology, people study about metals and related things. Actually, Arctic boasts 28 known diamond deposits and 207 large metal deposits including gold, silver, copper and platinum. Here is some initiatives from the University Center of Svalbard. It emphasizes projects like BioSeed, fostering advancements in biological education. Research highlights actually include the influence of melting ice on biogeochemical processes, crucial to carbon cycling and marine food chain dynamics. And when we move on to the next one, which is the climate related studies, the climate studies investigate Arctic coastal erosion, deep seabed mining impact, glacial lake outbursts, floods, Arctic water and carbon cycle dynamics, and the influence of jet streams, all critical to understanding climate mechanism in this particular region. Ecologically, the polar night and winter are not synonyms. The light level seen by the human eyes during the polar night at local sun noon at 4 different places. One is at Jordan at the northern side of Svalbard, and this is at 81 degree north. Then the next one is Longyearbyen, which is at 78 degree north, and then Bear Island at 76 degree north, and Tromsø at 70 degree north. So these 4 areas at 12 noon during the polar night have different light levels. So that means it clearly tells that ecologically that relevant light during the polar night reveals there is a significant gap in the Arctic ecosystem understanding. That means, as we mentioned, there is a different light levels across latitudes during the winter within a span of a week. The next one is the history. The historical inquiries cover Arctic exploration history, settlement pattern, and the cultural impact, notably the book by Michael F. Robinson's The Coldest Crucible. Here he talks about the Arctic exploration and the American culture. Let us move on to the next one, which is geography. The Arctic's complex geography involves 8 nations spanning over 3 continents, and there are disputes over marine boundaries between different nations. And from the International Polar Year 2007 to 2008, there is a dramatic increase in the geographical research and understanding of both poles. Some of the studies include advanced knowledge concerning both the north and the south poles, ethnographics of science, indigenous cosmologies and ontologies, polar geopolitics, cryopolitics, and regional governance. These are all the various areas where geography people focus. The next one is the environment. The environment science addresses pressing issues such as greenhouse gas emission, Arctic water acidification, and global warming impacts, and the consequences of resource exploitation, all pivotal in the ongoing study of Arctic environmental health. Let us move on to the next one, which is economy. So in economy, we mainly focus on oil and gas production, mining, shipping, fishing, aquaculture, and tourism industries. We will be studying more about these things in the later part of this course. When we talk about marine science, the Arctic marine ecosystems host a vast array of over 2000 species of algae, tens and thousands of microbes, and over 5000 animal species. This Arctic marine and coastal ecosystem contain abundant natural resources. So there is plenty of research that is being carried out, especially in the marine science area. Next one is sociology. In sociology, the research mainly revolves around the diverse Arctic ethnic groups characterized by distinct languages, traditions, and socio-cultural institutions. When we talk about the anthropology, this area focuses on northern culture and people, exploring livelihoods, identities, interrelationships, and cultural practices, including those of indigenous Arctic population.